من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين قل إنما العلم عندي وإنما أنت نذير مبين فلما رأوه زلفة سيئت وجوه الذين كفروا وقيل هذا الذي كنتم به تدعون قل أرأيتم إن أهلكني الله معي الرحمن فمن يجير الكافرين من عذاب أليم قل هو الرحمن وآمنا به وليتوكل فستعلمون من هو في ضلال مبين صدق الله العلي العظيم. So I came with structure of nephron as I promised that in 9th lecture I will tell you actual structure of the kidney, the key point of the kidney, the key of the kidney which is function wise. That's why nephron is called functional unit. So nephron is called the functional unit in the sense because nephron is extracting the urine from the blood. Now you will see. Now before start I will tell you the diagram, I think first of all, then I will tell you the slides. So this is the nephron slide. If you will see one by one you will understand. Please don't make yourself in a complicated status. Be simple. I will start from simple thing, then I will go to complex thing. This will never finish because I will keep revising these things again and again. Don't worry. Okay, first of all I will tell you, if you see this one, the arterioles, you studied circulatory system in which I told you that artery changes to arteriole. Yes, arteriole. Nephron, I was telling you, a unique structure in the sense because normally arteries change into arterioles, arterioles change into capillaries. You already know, I know you know, but I am revising. Arterioles goes into capillaries, capillaries goes into venules, venules goes into veins, and veins once again goes into vena cava and goes to heart. But here a thing occurs which is not present in any part of the body except this part. That is that arteriole which changes into capillary. This arteriole changes into capillary. This is arteriole. This is arteriole. Clear? This is arteriole. These two arterioles, this one, very important. These two are very important. So if you see this one, these two arterioles. One arteriole, this one, this is number one. I refer this is number one. I refer this is number two. So 1 and 2. So two arterioles. My point. If you are attentive, I will speak. If you are not attentive, I will speak. I will speak little late. Attentive, okay ji. Arteriole opens into capillaries. Correct. Correct. According to system of circulatory system, it is correct. Nobody can refute. Nobody can refuse. But capillaries must go into venules. Here what happens, after the capillaries, it goes into another arteriole. And why? Because nephron has to extract the urine from the blood. Because nephron is different from other parts of the body. That is one of the main reasons. That's why I was telling you have to form new rules in the nephron. So nephron technically is cell, but it is behaving like complete system of the body. Now listen, now arteriole name, look here. The arteriole which is moving towards the capillaries, that is efferent. A-F-F-E-R-E-N-T, clear? And the arteriole which is coming from, of course, venules arise from capillaries. Not in this case here, because this is different. This is the unique because nephron is not following the system of the body. Nephron is different because nephron want to do a function which other cell is not going to do that function. So if you want to become different personality, you have to develop unique characters. If you will become a doctor, if you want a superior doctor, so you have to behave much well with the patients, and knowledge-wise you must be okay, and your research, your investigation is very unique. That's why you will be very famous. So definitely, seriously, nephron did that thing, which nephron is famous because nephron created a different thing. What is the different thing nephron created? Nephron, after capillary, did not form the venules. It formed arterioles. It forms arterioles. Now I have to mention these arterioles because you know two arterioles. Now I have to label once again, and now I will refer these two. This is efferent arteriole, AFFERENT, efferent arteriole, efferent arterioles, and this is the efferent arteriole, EFFERENT, efferent arterioles. Why this happened? Now this is interesting question, sir. Why this is unique character nephron has? Technically efferent arterioles must go to capillaries, and the capillaries must go to venules, and it not go to venules, it goes to another type of arteriole, and that another type of arteriole is called efferent arteriole. Now you had to justify, nephron has to justify, nephron is justifying you. Nephron says these capillaries are called glomerulus. Here is written, yes, glomerulus, glomerulus, glomerulus. I will show you one slide as well. The glomerulus is much related with the pressure filtration. This arteriole consists of blood. Now look here, it is very simple. Arteriole consists of the blood, blood consists of urine, clear? Blood consists of urine, and blood consists of the waste product, and chief nitrogenous waste product is blood. Of course, chief nitrogenous waste product is blood, and this chief nitrogenous waste product, which is called blood, it consists of urine. Chief nitrogenous waste product inside the blood is urine. That urine will come to these capillaries. These capillaries are not one, they are forming a network. Why network? More capillaries, more extraction of the urine. This is the significant structure. Look at the circles which I will make now. I want your attention, students. Look at this circle, is very important, because this is the circle where all main performance of the nephron is going on. Not all, but main performance of the nephron is going on. These are the capillaries which I am telling you, glomerulus. These were the capillaries which were required to go to arteriole. Once again, normally goes to venules. These capillaries are in the form of the network. They are not one. More surface area. Network mean more surface area. More surface area mean it consists of specific pores. I was teaching A level this glomerulus. So I will tell you many terminologies, many terms, a complicated topic, and almost finish 5 to 7 days. Only this one, not nephron. Only this, because this is the key. And also so many mechanisms are involved. Some interesting mechanisms are also involved. And when I see this, I was really, when I was watching this one and I was teaching this, that was quite interested to note that many ions are involved, and calcium ions were involved, the sodium ions were involved. A new method of transport was involved. That was not active transport, that was not diffusion, that is osmosis, that was not osmosis. Another type of transport that was named just because of this glomerulus. So if you will understand this glomerulus, then you will be able to understand the glomerulus in detail as well. So I will be keen to tell you those details as well if you will understand this one in the senior classes. Okay. So glomerulus, network of the capillaries, the network of the capillaries. Why glomerulus? The capillaries are more because the blood will filtered mean the urine will come out. Where? The Bowmans capsule. Now the actual thing come. Once again another actual thing come. Capsule. Where is the capsule? You are watching the capsule shape structure. Capsule. This is the capsule. Watching black color? Capsule. This Bowman capsule, this is called Bowmans capsule, the scientist name who discovered that, B-O-W-M-A-N-N, the Bowmans capsule. Bowmans capsule carries the glomerulus. Bowmans capsule carries the glomerulus. Bowmans capsule carries the glomerulus, mean the capillaries. Bowmans capsule carries the glomerulus, and these glomerulus which are the capillaries, what happens? The urine from the glomerulus goes into Bowmans capsule. The urine from the glomerulus goes to Bowmans capsule. Now, where is urine now? Where is urine now? In the Bowmans capsule. This process is called pressure filtration. Why it is called pressure filtration? By pressure. So from where the pressure comes? The blood pressure, arteriole. Arteriole consists of the pressure of the heart. By pressure, by pores, by different mechanisms which you did not know in senior classes. I will teach you the other mechanisms. The urine will goes into black color, which is the Bowmans capsule. which is the Bowman capsule. You can see here as well the Bowman capsule. He did not label, yes, he labeled. He labeled that. You can see the Bowman's capsule. That is the Bowman capsule. What is the advantage of entering the urine into the black color? Means you are extracting the urine from the blood. Now you can remove and can enter into renal pelvis cavity of the kidney. Then you can bring out of the body by excretion, by ureter, urethra, urinary bladder and urethra. The tubes I am naming in the previous lecture as well. But problem occur. What is the problem? Some useful components also go, because I was telling you, because nephron has to maintain all balances in the body as well. Some useful components go. Those useful components which goes, those useful components which go into the Bowman's capsule, they may be sugar, they may be amino acid, they may be fatty acid, glycerol, because in the blood digested food products also present. These digested food products which are present in the blood, they may go to the Bowman's capsule. So how you can now what is the problem? Problem is that now you have to absorb those digested product once again into blood. If you will not absorb, that way is going outside the body, and digested components, the useful components, your food, your chemicals, your salts will come out of the body by urine. There are some chemicals, the medicines like blood pressure medicine, the diuretic group, they remove the useful products from the body and the person become patient. That's why the doctors don't recommend that medicine due to the nephron. So nephron has to keep the balance. Nephron will absorb digested food back into the blood. That's why arterioles were two arterioles. That's why the capillaries did not change into the venules. Now you got the idea. That is the reason this arteriole, where is the arteriole? Now the arteriole comes, the efferent arterioles come. Efferent arteriole do that function. Now that is much active structure, because efferent arterioles knows that we have to absorb the digested product back into the blood. What happens? It changes into capillaries. Now arteriole changes into capillaries once again. This is not the glomerulus. This is not the glomerulus. Glomerulus is this one. Glomerulus is after this one. After this one is another. They did not make that capillaries. I am highlighting that capillary. They did not draw those capillaries. That capillaries are peritubular capillary. Peritubular. If you have the copy, note down. Peritubular, the peritubular capillary. Peritubular capillary. The peritubular capillary will surround this part of nephron. This all part of the nephron which I am highlighting, this is called renal tubules. These are called renal tubules. Renal tubules has three parts. Renal tubules has three parts. Now I want your attention, because if you are very digested product, that digested product will be absorbed. How the digested product will be absorbed? Now I will tell you the procedure how the digested product will be absorbed once again. Now three parts of that renal tubule, the second part of the nephron. Three parts. I have to highlight. Proximal part. I will tell you now the proximal part. This is the proximal part. The proximal part will absorb the digested food, and digested food once again will go into the capillaries, and the capillaries will be called as peritubular capillary. Peritubular, the peritubular capillary. How the peritubular capillaries are formed? By the efferent arteriole, you already know. These peritubular capillary, which there is no signals of peritubular cap. I am making. There is no peritubular capillary in the diagram. Peritubular capillary will absorb in this area. In this area, students see here, in this area, visible, in this area, curve is there, na? This is a twisted part of the renal tubule. Second part of the nephron, three part. One is this part, proximal part. One is this part, the Henle's loop. Third is this part, distal part. The proximal part will absorb the digested food back into blood by peritubular capillary, mean by efferent arterioles. Now you understand why there was need of two arterioles. Now you got the idea. The useful components will be absorbed once again into the peritubular capillary. What is the function of the second part? Mean Henle's loop. It has two limbs, descending limbs. You can see the descending limbs visible, descending limb and ascending limb. Handless loop has two parts, descending limb and the ascending limb. Descending limb will absorb the water concentration as required by the body. That's why I was telling you that kidneys are the osmoregulatory organs as well. If you need more water in the body, the water will be absorbed more in the descending limb, from descending limb to the peritubular capillary, which is the part of circulatory system, which is the part of your body, and water will not go out. If you don't need water, you are drinking too much water, the water will not be absorbed, more air and less water will be absorbed into your body, and more water will go with urea, with diluted urine, more water and with urea. It means that water concentration is being maintained and balanced here. Yeah, this is amazing thing, because nephron is not doing one function only, it is doing 3 or 4 functions, because absorbing the digested food back into blood, absorbing the extra water which was present, and also once again into your body, for which is required into your body, and also the removing the chief nitrogenous waste component of the human body, which is the urea. Now I go back to ascending Henle's loop. This is the ascending Henle's loop. Ascending Henle's loop visible to you? Ascending Henle's loop. Ascending Henle's loop, one hormone, aldosterone. There are 2 hormones. Now endocrinal hormones have also action on nephron. You will study these 2 hormones in the next chapter of nervous system. In the next chapters of nervous system, you will study these 2 hormones. Aldosterone, antidiuretic hormone. Aldosterone, antidiuretic, ADH, antidiuretic. So nephron has hormonal role as well. How these hormones works? Hormone come here, this hormone, aldosterone, come here and absorb sodium ion into the peritubular capillary. Actually, unfortunately, they did not show the peritubular capillary here. These are surrounded by peritubular capillary, which came by efferent arterioles. So from here, sodium ions will absorb from here to peritubular capillary. You are getting me? You are getting me? To the peritubular capillary. So we see once again, from ascending Henle's loop to the peritubular capillary, from ascending Henle's loop to the peritubular capillary, it will be absorbed. So sodium ions will be absorbed by aldosterone. So it has a function of, aldosterone has a function of absorption of the sodium ions. Now I will tell you, students, about another thing which I want to show you, which is important, that if you are going to see the nephron structure once again, which I am showing you, just hold on, because I will show you nephron structure once again, and we will see the ascending Henle's loop once again. Ascending Henle's loop. This is the ascending Henle's loop, and ascending Henle's loop will go, sodium ions will be absorbed into the peritubular capillary, and last part is the distal part. The last part is the distal part. This is the last part, which is called as a distal part, distal convoluted part. This is important. And another hormone I have named, yes, antidiuretic hormone, ADH. It will absorb water. Yani when you need more water in your body, and descending Henle loop is not able to work properly, as you know, descending Henle loop was also absorbing water, because you know that descending Henle loop was maintaining the water concentration, I just told a moment before. But if the water concentration is still not being balanced, what will happen? The distal part will work, and distal convoluted part, it will work, and it will absorb more water under the action of your brain, under the action of your pituitary gland, under the action of endocrine hormones. So endocrine hormones will work. Endocrine hormones will remove the water from the distal convoluted part and will be absorbed into the peritubular capillaries. One more modification, that peritubular capillary in area of Henle's loop will be called as a vasa recta. So by this way, the waste product plus water will go into the renal pelvis, mean next part of the kidney, and digested food you will not allow to want to move out of the body, otherwise the human become the weak, and that is very not good health wise for the human body. Now I want to show you 2-3 slides. Glomerulus, pressure creator, network of the capillaries with specific pores, with blood pressure, will create pressure. By the pressure, the Red blood cells will not leak out, white blood cells will not leak out, digested food products will come out. That is dangerous because nephron has to absorb back in first part of renal tubule, proximal part, but chief nitrogen, this is a positive work, that chief nitrogenous waste component will come out into the Bowmans capsule, black color Bowmans capsule you have seen in the diagram. Another point which I want to show you, the proximal handless loop, the first part absorbing digested food once again into the blood, distal part absorbing the water concentration by help of anti-diuretic hormone ADH. Go back to another slide. Anti-diuretic hormone and aldosterone was absorbing sodium ion from the ascending handless loop and the water from the distal part respectively. Thank you very much, and in the next lecture we will continue this. Allah Hafiz.